Welcome to the Radiant Life podcast. I am your host, Tatiana, and I am a master mindset coach, and I'm obsessed with empowering you to live and create your best life possible. If you're looking to uplevel your mindset, life, happiness, and success, then you are in the right place. My goal with this podcast is to help you see the potential within yourself, to be able to break the limiting beliefs and habits that are holding you back, and to help you feel inspired to get clear with who you are in order to create the life you desire. Thank you so much for listening. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello and welcome to the Radiant Life podcast. I hope you're having a good day today. I hope you're happy. I hope the sun is shining. And I hope you're just having a great old day. And if you're not, I hope it ends on a better note for you. Do something for you today to just end it on a good note. Think of 3 things that you were grateful for. Go on a walk, do a meditation, and end today on a great note. But I'm so glad to have you guys here on today's episode where I want to share with you how to not be hurt by others' opinions, their words, how to stop being triggered by other people. Because this is a lesson, one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn, and I'm still learning at times. And I share with my friends, my family, my clients, and in general, I think it's a great concept and tool that everybody should really learn is how to handle other people, right? And it's hard. I mean, maybe you are very sensitive like I used to be. I used to be so sensitive to what people used to say to me, about me, and I used to take it very, very personally, and it would make me really upset, and I kind of would really let it ruin me, let it ruin my day because others thought that of me, or they said something mean to me, or they triggered me and I got angry and I let myself be angry for the rest of the day. And I want to share with you how to overcome that. And so I think the number one thing that is the hardest concept for everyone to really grasp, but it's the truth. And I'm here to tell you guys the truth because we grow when we hear the truth, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. But I want to start by saying is that you are responsible for how you react and how you take it, right? When we take things personally, we're making it about us, and we don't notice that maybe what they said or what they're doing has nothing to do with us, and it's a projection of themselves and their insecurities. And by taking it personally, we're making it about us. And at the end of the day, you are responsible for how you react and feel towards something. And maybe you're sitting here like, yeah, Tati, but like they insulted me, so I'm going to get insulted. Well, that's still a choice. You get to choose to be insulted when someone insults you. You put the label, you put the meaning behind it. You get to choose to be flattered when someone flatters you, right? And you may agree, you may not, but it's the truth. You have a choice. And when you can do the inner healing, when you can do the inner work, when someone insults you, it just bounces off because you know it's not about you, it's about them. It's a reflection of them. And even if it is something that they feel, you know what, you're so secure in yourself, it's okay. And I really want to just drive that in and start off with saying you are responsible for everything. You're not responsible for your wounds, but you're responsible for healing them. And you're responsible for your actions and how you feel. And when you see the world through that lens, it's like you're taking your control back and you're taking your power back because you are in control of your life. You are in control to be mad. You get to choose if this makes you mad, this makes you happy, this bothers you, this doesn't. And this takes work, people, like inner work, personal development. This is a never-ending journey. Like, I'm not sitting here telling you I never get triggered. I'm not sitting here saying I never get upset or hurt by what people say, but I have more awareness to it. And I want to share these with you. So I just wanted to start off by saying the responsibilities in your hands, or adults here. I hope we're all adults who are listening here, but we have to take the responsibility, and it's just getting used to that and getting used to seeing the world through that lens and through that perspective. So how to stop being hurt by others or triggered. And at the end of the day, let's start with saying if you are surrounded by people who are negative, who are putting you down, who don't believe in you, who say mean things, get out and make new friends. Stop hanging around with shitty people who talk down to you, who talk negative, who don't believe in you. That's the first thing. Don't surround yourself with those people because you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So if you're trying to make improvements, if you're trying to better yourself, if you're trying to be a happier person and work on your mindset and chase your dreams, yet you're surrounded by people who are negative, who are playing victim, who are mean to themselves, meaning they're mean to others and just putting you down, you have no room for that in your life. And you have the right, you have permission to walk away and to stop hanging out with those people. People grow, they evolve. Everyone does it on their own time. And you can do it in a loving, respectful way. But at the end of the day, you need to love and respect yourself and know that you don't tolerate that in your life anymore. And it's okay to outgrow people. So that's the first thing, is don't surround yourself with people who treat you like that. I know that's a simple answer, but it's the truth. But going back to really the topic of today is just how to not be hurt by others' opinions and their words, and how to really handle, if you get triggered by someone. And the main point is that no one can hurt you with words. Coming back to what I said in the beginning, it's your choice to allow that to hurt. And the only reason it hurts so much or you're triggered so much is because you believe it. You believe what they say. And that is why you're taking it so personally, because if someone says something mean to you and it stings, well, it's because you believe it about yourself. You're not good enough, or you're ugly, or you're not pretty enough, whatever it is. You already believe it in yourself. So when someone tells it to you, it stings even more. It's revealing an insecurity you have about yourself, because when you're secure within yourself and you're confident in who you are, what others' words, they just bounce right off of you. They don't mean anything because you're so secure. You know who you are. Their words won't hurt you. And at the end of the day, we get to choose how we respond, and we get to choose the meaning to what others say about us. And when this happens to you, it's important to remember, okay, this is a choice. So next time you get offended or you get upset, remember it's a choice. But also, I want you to look at this through a different lens. Instead of in a victim lens, or I'm upset, or they're being mean to me, or I'm getting triggered, they're saying not nice of things. I want you to shift your perspective right now. And I want you, because I always say the world, everything's always happening for you. And when you can look at the world through those lenses and be grateful for everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, you change and life changes. So when you can see that this trigger or this upset, if you can shift it to being like, whoa, this is like an opportunity here. This is a gift, right? This person is shining a light where you need work on. Because the reason you're upset, the reason you're being triggered is because there's something within you that you're still hung up on, that you haven't worked through, that you haven't healed. It could be a limiting belief thinking that you're not good enough. It could be something that you're upset about because maybe it's your parents or your friends, whatever it is, like a little traumatic event. And that's why you get so offended when someone brings something up and maybe they didn't even mean to offend you, right? It's coming up because you have an inner wound or you have inner shit you need to work through. So when you can see this upset, this trigger as an opportunity to grow, to look inward, and you can be grateful for it, that's when magic happens. Because you get to choose to respond in a different way and be like, oh, okay, hold on. This just made me angry. This just made me upset. This just triggered me. Okay. Why? And just keep asking yourself why. And then you can ask yourself, all right, what do I need to do to release this? This is why meditation and especially journaling is a non-negotiable for me and my clients. And I tell everybody to do it. Because when you write stuff down, you get to see it from a different lens and you get to work through it. Because when you let it all in your head, it just stays in your head. It makes it messy. But when you write it down, magic happens. And I'm telling you this from experience. I used to get triggered and be angry so much with especially my family. I had a lot of anger issues with my family. And that was because within, I was angry about myself. I was angry I didn't have confidence. I was angry I didn't love who I was. I was angry that I felt like things were always happening to me and I was victim and I didn't feel good enough. So anger was like my go-to emotion. I had anger issues at some point. And then when I slowly released the anger, I fell into a depression, a sadness thing. And that's again because I was playing, like I was sad. Didn't know who I was. I was sad that I wasn't pretty or skinny enough. And it would trigger me when things would happen or somebody would say something mean because I already believed it about myself, right? And I still get triggered to this day. I was at a training back in, oh man, what was this, November? And there was a person within my training who was triggering me. Like everything they said was annoying me. I would get so flustered and I was like, what the heck? Like, I can't stand you, right? And I was like, oh man, okay. And funny because the training that I was in was learning about the mindset, learning about triggers, learning about this. So I had to look within and be like, what about her is triggering me? And for this instance, it was something that I saw in her that I knew I had it within myself, but I didn't accept it. So I would judge myself on it, or I would put meaning on myself on it. And so when I saw it from someone else, because everybody's a mirror, we're all just mirrors and like from each other, it made me look inward and it made me have to see an ugly side of me that I didn't want to see, that I had been hiding from, and I had to accept it. And when you can do the inner work and when you can release it and you cannot judge yourself and when you can accept it, that's when you will release that trigger, right? So like, I don't know if you've ever heard the story, but it's like people who are fighting against a cause end up becoming the monster that they're trying to fight against, right? Like where we have shadows and you don't want to be on one end of the spectrum or the other end of the spectrum. You want to be in the neutral end, right? And when you can see the world as like, oh, wow, this person is a mirror and they're presenting an opportunity to help me work through, that's when you grow. That's when you change. That's when you heal. Is this making sense? And again, this is a never-ending journey. If you're sitting here like, oh my God, well, when am I going to be done with all these triggers or all of this inner work? You guys, this is a never-ending journey. Do not look at it to like at the destination. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy it. And I promise you though, it does get better. You will get triggered less. You will get upset less as you do more inner work and inner healing and bring up this baggage that you have within you. I promise you. But it does take time, but it's an ongoing journey. And when these things come up, you may be unaware of something within yourself. You may be unaware of an emotional trauma. And this is why asking for help and getting help is great. There's therapists, coaches, because sometimes we need that outside perspective to ask us those deep, uncomfortable questions or to bring us back into that time to remember, oh, wow, right? Because we can repress it or suppress it so much that we forget, but yet we're getting triggered. So ask for help if you're having trouble digging deep and understanding where it's truly coming from. And once you can understand it, the number one key to change is awareness, right? And working on it and releasing it. And when this comes up, do not get mad at yourself. Don't judge yourself. Don't get upset. Just observe it. No label, no meaning. And be like, okay, this is just who I am, right? Like we're humans. We all make mistakes. We all have like ugly parts of us and it's okay. But by adding a meaning or a label or getting mad at yourself or judging yourself, you're just making it worse and you can't work through it as fast. So now that you're aware that you have a choice, you're aware that, okay, maybe I should shift this perspective of when I get triggered or upset to like, how can I look inward to heal something or accept something within myself? The next time this comes up to you is ask yourself what's going on. Like I really recommend you journaling through this because journaling, you get to write it out. You get it out of your head, off your chest, and you get to really see the truth in a different perspective. And ask yourself, why am I upset right now? Well, she said something mean to me. Okay, but why are you upset by it? Just because she said something mean to you doesn't mean anything. You chose to get upset, so why? Well, I guess I believe what they have to say, or it reminds me of a time that my dad yelled at me, or your sister, or a bully. Right there. So you either believe it about yourself or it brings up an emotional trauma from the past that you get to work on, forgive, release, let go. Ask yourself, like, what meaning am I putting on it? What meaning am I putting? Why? Why am I putting this meaning on? What happened in my past that's making me do this? And what can I do now to work past it? Maybe you create some affirmations. Maybe you see that, oh my God, this is deep. I need to go get some help. Maybe some examples I recommend journaling it out. I'd recommend meditating. I recommend doing like forgiveness meditations. I recommend dancing. Oh my goodness, the power of just dancing and shaking off that energy is so powerful. You can put heavy metal if you need to rage and punch a pillow. Like, how can you release it? But really journaling through it is the number one thing to bring awareness, to write down all your emotions and feelings. And then you can use these techniques to kind of really let it go. And that's what, honestly, well, at least that's what I'm here for my clients. Like, the coaches are here to show you, to help you, guide you through these techniques, through the NLP trainings that I've had, through EFT tapping, through Reiki, through breathwork. There's so many modalities to really work through things. And if you're not ready to go into that deep, at least bring awareness to it and say, what can I do right now to make peace with this past? I forgive you. You're writing out your emotions and just working through it. That will do so much for you. And then when you do that, you're aware of it now. You're working past it. And guess what? Now you kind of like have a plan on what to do the next time it comes up. Are you sitting here like, what do you mean the next time it comes up? If I work past it, when I work past it? Yes, but sometimes things are so deeply rooted with us. Sometimes we have such deep habits, thoughts, patterns that this takes time. Maybe an emotional trauma takes time for you to heal. And every time it comes up, look at it as an opportunity. Be like, oh, wow, I thought I healed this and worked past it, but I guess not. But you know what? Okay, thank you for showing back up in my life because I'm one step closer to actually fully releasing it. Be grateful for these things. And then you already have a game plan because you already know kind of what's upset. You already know what to do. So now you can shift your thoughts. Maybe you create an affirmation or you think differently. And eventually it will become better. I promise you. You grow through what you go through. You must feel to heal. And again, it's part of the journey. This is why it's not about focusing on the destination where you're never triggered or upset anymore. It's about learning more about yourself. It's about the journey and embracing it. And it shows you the deeper meanings within yourself. And this is why journaling is so important because it can really extract the deeper feelings and thoughts that you're experiencing. Because no one's there to judge you with your journal. Don't judge yourself. That's where you can just release, right? And then you just get better every single time. Every single time. And don't listen to people who say, no, just forget about it. Just shove it down. No, because then you're suppressing the thoughts and the feelings. And then you're just making it worse because it's going to come up eventually. So you may as well just work through it in that time or work through it in that moment. Maybe you have to wait till after you get home from work. But remember it. Why did that coworker piss me off? Why did my boss make me mad, right? Go home and journal about it. And just remember, no one can hurt you unless you believe it or unless you allow, like, you choose to let them. And that's just giving them the control versus you having control of your feelings, your emotions, your actions. So remember, it's always a choice. It's either you believe it, but look at it as an opportunity. What can I heal right now? Why am I getting upset? Why am I adding meaning to this? What are they mirroring to me that's within me that I need to work through and accept and not judge myself on? And when you can see it as a gift, as an opportunity to grow, heal, evolve, life changes. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for your healing. You're responsible for your emotions, your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, your reactions. And when you can really see the life through that lens, you become unstoppable. I promise. So enjoy the journey. I hope this helped. I hope this was a little bit of truth, tough love that you need to hear because no one can do it for you. You have to do the work yourself. But when you do it, you get that much stronger and you get that much better. Well, that concludes today's episode. I hope it helped. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, make sure to tag me. Maybe share it with someone, a friend, a family member, a coworker that could really value from this. And as always, I always forget to mention this sometimes, but whenever you submit, I've created a manifestation meditation for you guys in exchange for an iTunes review. And I would love to hear if this allows me to keep the good stuff coming your way. So whenever you have a chance to write an Apple iTunes review, make sure you take a screenshot before you submit it, because it goes some weird cloud la la land. Take a screenshot, send it to me. My email's below in the description box. And then you can submit it after that. And then I will send you the meditation to help you manifest your dreams and your goals in exchange for that. Thank you so, so much for listening. I appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with me and write an Apple iTunes review so I can keep the good stuff coming your way. If you aren't following me already, you can find me on Instagram at Tatiana_Kuto. I appreciate you so much and cannot wait to see you in the next episode. In the meantime, continue to shine bright and embrace your radiance.